Nature is formed from the advancement of life. Its impelling motive is the increase of life. For this course, everything which can possibly minister to life is bountifully provided. So the universe is constantly working to provide you with every single thing that makes you comfortable. And you need to know this and believe it and live in it. There can be no lack unless God is to contradict himself and nullify his own works. Like I said, this is what the universe, this is the law that the universe is built on, unless God is a liar, of which he's not. You are not kept poor by lack in the supply of riches. It is a fact which I shall demonstrate a little further, on that even the resources of the formless supply are as the command of the man or woman which act and think in a certain way. Chapter 4 is getting hotter. The first principle in the science of getting rich. We're getting into it. Thought is the only power which can produce tangible riches from the formless substance. The stuff from which all things are made is a substance which thinks, and a thought of form in this substance produces the form. Listen to that again. Original substance moves according to its thoughts. Every form and process you see in nature is the visible expression of a thought in original substance. As the formless stuff thinks of a form, it takes that form. As it thinks of a motion, it takes that motion. This book was written a long time ago. And now science has given it a name, epigenetics. This particular concept alone can be expanded and be discussed for like 2 hours. This can influence your whole life. Like, it can influence even how your life turns out in terms of, and not just even financially, even health wise. All right. As it thinks of a motion, it makes that motion. That is the way all things were created. We live in a thought world, which is part of a thought universe. The universe thinks. The Bible says that somewhere in the Bible, it says, when Jesus was talking about, I think thy thought after thee. So even back in the days of Jesus, this concept has already been established, that we live in a thought universe. And that is why you can tune into different frequencies, because according to the frequency that you actually tune into, that is the kind of inspiration or broadcast or thoughts that you're going to start to receive. We're going to expand that more later during the day, because like I have a message to send to someone today. All right. That is the way all things were created. We live in a thought world, which is part of a thought universe. The thought of a moving universe extended throughout formless. Okay. The thought of a moving universe extended throughout formless substance. And the thinking stuff moving according to that thought took the form of systems of planets. This explains how the whole galaxy was created, and maintains that form. Even I've read this a long time. I've read this a lot of times, but I've never actually the eyes of my understanding has not been opened to this particular sentence. This is amazing. Thinking substance takes the form of its thought and moves according to the thought, holding the idea of a cycling system of suns and worlds. It takes the form of these bodies. I'll take that again. Holding the idea of a cycling system of suns and worlds, it takes the form of these bodies and moves them as it thinks. Let us sink in. I'll take it again. Holding the idea of a circling system of suns and worlds, it takes the form of these bodies and moves them as it thinks. Thinking the form of a slow-growing oak tree, it moves accordingly and produces the tree, though centuries may be required to do the work. In creating, the formless seems to move according to the lines of motion it has established. In creating, the formless seems to move according to the line of motion it has established. The thought of an oak tree does not cause the instant formation of a fully grown tree, but it does start in motion the forces which produces the tree along established lines of growth. Emphasis, emphasis, emphasis. So it's trying to say that in creating, this is how creation is made. Whatever it is that is being created, whether you want to manifest anything in your future or your future self, the formless seems to move according to the line of motion it has established. First of all, you have to establish it. This is the reason why it works like magic, to literally script your life. Script your life. Write it down, because when you write it down, then you have now established a line of motion which you can actually follow. It becomes easier for you. The thought of an oak tree does not cause the instant formation of a fully grown tree. Just because you're thinking about whatever it is that you desire does not cause it to instantly appear or manifest. But it does start in motion the forces which will produce the tree. So the universe moves in motion. When you're thinking that whatever it is that you have to move towards it. That's what it's trying to say. You have to take action towards this. Then along whatever it is that you want to do. This is how you are going to create. Okay, so let me take that again. But it does start in motion, the forces which will produce the tree along established lines of growth. Along established lines of growth. You get it? Growth is in stage by stage, and in every stage it is perfect. You cannot say just because my tomato tree is not producing tomatoes yet, is in the stage of fruition, then it is not perfect. It is perfect. That is the stage at which is going to have to go through to produce you tomato fruit. Every thought of form held in thinking substance causes the creation of the form, but always, or at least generally, along lines of growth and action already established.